Let's get to it.
Baseline. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. Sir.
Yeah.
Yes. Sir.
Yeah.
Come on. Come
Yeah.
on. Let's rock it. So this the Porch Podcast. Come on. It's the Porch Podcast.
Come on. What?
So this the Porch Podcast.
It's the Porch Podcast.
Come on.
It's the Influential. Here he is again.
Right.
Week 29 and I'm doing it again.
Right.
I'm going to keep going and I'm doing it again. Because I'm out to win. Y'all know the end.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'ma keep on spitting.
That's right.
Keep on rocking. Keep stroking on the... Because I'm a legend. I'ma do it from the top.
Right.
Influential is the game and he got it on lock.
What?
So rock with your boy every time. And every time I pick up the mic, I'ma rhyme.
Right.
I'ma do a climb. Line for the line. Give me my water with the lime. Why?
Why? Because it's the Porch Podcast. So come on. It's the Porch Podcast.
And I'm playing with them.
It is the Porch Podcast. So come on.
Spraying with them. And
It's the Porch Podcast. Yep. It's the Porch Podcast. Yes. 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 We got the claps this week, y'all. Shit. We started off. We lit last week. Episode 29. Let's go.
Hey, listen. I ain't that happy with my freestyle.
That's all right, man. That's all right, man.
All
Introduce yourself, my brother. You
It
are.
is your boy, Mr. Influential.
That's right. That's
and
right.
I'm
That's
rocking
right.
with my brother.
Be original, baby.
You know, I'm gonna let you know on this episode here, I'm gonna take it to my roots. And my roots would be every now and then. I said, you know, we introduced a new segment. It was called Throwback Thriller,
That's right.
where I just might sing an old school song from here to here. But tonight, because I was freestyling and that Earth Angel was getting me right,
Okay.
I'm going to I might just spit bars in the middle of us conversating sometimes.
Okay.
So
Okay.
just
I'm going to work with it. I got you.
All right.
Okay.
So this episode is episode 29. Episode 29.
29.
And we titled it Legend.
Yes, sir.
Because I'm known to be a legend.
Yeah.
Legend.
Hey, all right. You ain't gotta answer the, whatever. I hope you answer it in true E form.
Yeah.
You know, back in the day when you break it down.
You know who still talk like that?
Oh,
My boy Blitz. Shout out to my brother Blitz, man. He be like, hey, listen, I know when you see talk.
I
just
know
like
when you. So I'm gonna go into this mode on him today, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
E.
Yeah.
What make you a legend, or what makes you legendary?
Okay. Something we tapped on last episode. We had a
Tapped
segment.
on it like a mile. Freestyle on the mile.
Freestyle on the mile.
Right.
Watch it go wild. Told you, ain't nothing. A little bar might, that one was whack, but it might come in and shit.
That
you know
shit
what
makes
I
you legend.
mean? Yeah, it makes you
Okay.
But here it is. Something that we tapped on last episode, which
Damn,
was
we trapped and tapped it.
Yeah, we listen. Earth Angel.
That EA.
Yeah, listen. But what it was is the confidence.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I think for you to believe, to be a legend, you have to believe you're a legend.
Without a doubt.
Right. So the confidence kicks in. What was the question you asked me again? What makes me a legend or a legendary?
Yeah.
Just being me. Just not worrying about what everybody else is doing.
There you go.
Just mastering. We make jokes and we call magical Merlin, but that is a different side of me. I try to be relentless with a lot of things. If I want to conquer something, it's going to get conquered. I don't give a damn what it is. That's just who I am, and I believe that's what's being legendary. See, the difference between me and a lot of other people, I don't always tell people what I'm going to do. I just know what I want to do and I do it. So to some people, they may not consider me a legend because they don't even know my plan. But when I set a goal for myself, I reach it.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me legendary.
That's what make you legendary.
That's what makes me
Ain't it
legendary.
crazy?
What about you?
You know what though? In terms of myself, it's similar to what you were saying. I think what makes me, well, first I had to get past this, right? All right, so legendary. It seemed like legend is kind of associated with something that's mythological.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or it's something that happened in the past and it's now like it's so unbelievable. Oh, it's legendary. It couldn't have happened.
That's why I'm a legend.
Right. Okay.
Because a lot of my life, just they believe it's a myth.
They think it's a myth, right?
Right.
All right. So what makes me legendary in my mind? I'm just like you, bro, in the sense of my confidence is where it is because of the fact that I won't reduce my standards for things.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So I'm legendary in my own regard or in my own mind because of the fact that I keep raising my own bar. I keep raising my own bar. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't just settle for anything and think that it's just going to be something that's, handed to me. So I don't have a problem with being legendary or being, or being, how can I say, setting the standard of the bar at a legend's level, because I ain't going to accept nothing less than that from myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm
Right.
not going to accept nothing else less than that from. So I think I'm legendary to people because of the fact that I am who I am, unapologetically who I am, and I'm just going to continue to be that way and grow and develop each and every day. And hopefully I rub off, and that's not cocky or arrogant,
Yeah. What you rubbing off on?
earth angel.
Oh, that's what you rubbing off on?
Yeah.
All right.
But that's why I think that I am legendary. That's why.
So I Am Legend. Who movie was that? Will Smith?
That was Will Smith movie.
Yeah. He had I Am Legend and I, Robot, huh?
Yeah. Thinks highly of himself.
Yeah.
Not I.
Gemini Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Got paid for all of
Enemy of
them.
the State.
What happened?
Enemy of the State.
I didn't know.
Bad Boy.
Thought you said something hit him with a stick. I'm like, hit who with a stick?
Now, this is not a this or that. It's just a question. It's
Okay.
going to sound like it. This came up one day, and then it kind of was, I thought it would be a landslide. I save them for this or that because I got two.
Okay.
So I save that for this or that.
Okay.
But I'm because it touches legend.
Okay.
So that's why I said I saved that for this or that. When we think of the word legend, a lot of times though, we think of a lot of times sports is involved. But me and you was talking, off air. We was talking about tangible legends that we can touch, that we know, like that we can physically see.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And, Dops came up.
Right. Without a true.
Yeah, the living legend.
The living legend. I was about to say that. The living legend
Yeah.
of Dops.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's what sparks our legend.
Yeah. I think that Dad, like you said, Pop had a standard, and because of the fact that we've never ever not had him, it created such a strength in us. Right. Like, if you listen to some of the stories about like his growing up and stuff like that, just different things. I ain't talking about like, sad things or nothing like that. Like the things that Pop was able to accomplish in life.
Yeah.
He had to identify early on in himself like a high level of confidence in himself.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because like even his way of making it up this way.
Right.
It required you to kind of, go into the realm of something else that you really weren't familiar with.
I wonder what Dop's theme song was back then too. It's just popped in my head. I don't, I ain't trying to guess,
Yeah.
but I just, music sets the tone a lot of times.
Yeah, something with Marvin Gaye probably.
Yeah. Or Al.
Or Al.
Yeah, or Al Green.
Or Al.
Yeah, I get
Both
it.
legends.
But you know what?
Both.
Nah, I know what it was.
What?
Shotgun, shooting for they run now. He still sing that.
The other one he used to always sing all the time. He said that song, "Don't mess with Bill.
Don't mess with Carl.
No."
Don't mess with
He would flip that shit for the longest. I thought that's really how the shit went. So I heard it the first time, and I was like, oh,
Do you realize that I didn't realize that the shotgun shooting for the run for a long time was the beginning of the Bill Cosby show for some reason?
Yeah, if you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah, I was younger when I realized
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I mean, now. Yeah. Still a legend, too, eh?
Yeah, but it's crazy.
Bill Cosby.
He's still a legend. He lost a lot of his status to some people, though, man. He was America's African American father.
Right. But let me ask you this, though, right? Without making this crazy thing.
Let you go with that, yeah.
All right. And I guess it depends on the individual, however people want to rate it. Do eras take away your legend?
I don't think anything takes away your legend. I think people lose respect when they learn a different side of a person,
Right.
and when they lose respect, because no matter what, let me make this clear. I do not
Support, right, or endorse
support or
anything dealing with
endorse
that. Right.
the allegations and the things that they say that R. Kelly has did.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to R&B music,
Like we discussed before, yeah. Yeah.
R. Kelly is a legend.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's a legend.
Yeah.
I'm not going to switch the fact. Do I condone anything with these allegations, or because these, if he did it, I'm not going to sit here and say if I believe it or not, because that's a whole different thing. You could take that however you want to take it.
Absolutely.
However, when I'm talking about the writing and the music that he created in that form, that man will always be a legend.
All you got to do is say as a person is, okay, do this. Take away everything he's done.
Right.
Just take it away. Now replace that void with the other person that is comparable to that individual.
Right.
And if you can't find that person,
Yeah,
that's why they're a legend.
that's what I think. If we were doing,
That's the reason why.
if you go back and if R. Kelly never got into those situations and they was doing verses, they would have nobody to put against R. Kelly.
Remember I told you that when we said that we was on the
They
stool.
would have nobody to put against R.
Yeah, and people was trying to come up, but the thing about it is that like we talk about like the greatest of something, GOAT, the legend, all of these things, man. That shit ain't easy to accomplish.
Right.
That's why when me and you say the things we say about us being our own legends,
Right.
it's about us understanding what it takes to become one in the first place.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And those guys are the epitome. They're the example of what that situation consists of.
And I believe that they were confident in what they wanted to do. See, here's the thing with me. I never, in my mind, ever wanted to set out to be the GOAT
Right.
in anything that I did.
Right.
But I set out to be a legend. Even in the old verse, I'm gonna say it. I ain't gonna rhyme it. I'm gonna say it. I said, rhymes is critical. Seeing E, that's a miracle. Flow is a ritual. Higher living got a visual. Minds are inner true. Only spit what I do. Influential spit sick. I bless the mic with the flu. My lyrical tooth has got me craving to spit. If I'm featured on the track, then you hearing a hit. Mine's focused on that money because it's paper to flip. And I know you niggas smell me because I'm spitting that shit. I got it stitched. Other words got it sold. One of the hottest niggas spitting on the face of the globe. One of the hottest brothers hitting. You niggas should hold. Influential living legend till be printed on scrolls. The top is my goal, so niggas step aside if you real with a nigga to come for the ride. I accelerate quick with my lyrical drive, and like EA in the NBA, I'm all the way live. Right? But when I said influential living legend to be printed on scrolls, they don't even use scrolls anymore. But whenever you would look at a legendary story, you would see it on a movie where they would roll that out.
Yeah. That's why you associated it with each other. Right.
Well, what I'm saying is the Porch podcast here on episode 29 is called Legends because it's already legendary.
Yeah.
So when you record something, because I used to always say this a long time ago, bruh. I used to say we used to record so much music when we was rapping and we would just listen to it amongst each other, right? But when you don't even record, it don't matter.
Right.
I could tell you all day that, man, D was freestyling last week. That was the illest freestyle I ever heard. Let me hear it. I don't know what he said. That's why you always record. That's why you're food for thoughts and everything that you put out there and you keep recording them.
Yeah.
Bruh, that's legendary.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how you that's the first step.
You're right.
Because now it's out there in the world.
Yeah. No, you're right, E. No, you're right. Everything you're saying about that. Like you just, we talked about it when I asked you that question that time about what goes into the mindset of a person that's considered to be a GOAT. And you said maniac.
Right.
And we laughed about it, but you got to also understand that a person who comes from that perspective of being a maniac. I got text
messages off that too and said, damn, you're right, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's funny because it would take a person who's a legend or who has legendary, concepts in his mind and that's his vision, that's how he moves. It would take a person like that to come up with an answer like, a maniac. See, everything is weird until it's cool.
You know what, man? You hold on. That's gonna be part of your legend. That's gonna be part of your legend. You always, when I tell you, you always know how to say some simple shit.
Everything weird until it's cool, eh?
But you know where you get that from? Dops used to say a lot of simple, dumb shit.
Yeah.
Like that.
E, man. E. If somebody you don't know do something impressive, you in New York City,
Like,
right?
Bobby, you don't want nothing to drink till you're thirsty.
What? Yeah. What else would I want?
But what he basically saying to you,
Yeah.
you don't want something bad enough till you need it.
So you need it, right?
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Like we was in New York, right, and we was out, and you didn't know this guy, but you walking by and it's a guy that's playing the drums, like some makeshift drums that he's made. If it's dope, it don't matter that you don't know him.
Right. I done gave dollars and all that. Doing
Right.
It, yeah.
But what I'm saying is you may not see another guy like him for 5 to 10 years, right?
Right.
And you may tell 5 or 10 other people about that guy you saw in New York that was playing the drums with some makeshift drums. See, what you did was you recognized his ability. You thought it was nasty. And then as years went on, you didn't see anybody else do anything different. So that guy became a legend to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, a legend to other people because of the fact that you actually saw it with your own eyes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what goes into the development and the movement of you claiming who you are.
You know what, though? Because, first of all, people become legends by being labeled it.
Yeah.
And we got it. Sometimes people feel like that person's a legend because this person says it and they have to agree with it. However, it's some legendary people. Like I seen a legend, a downtown legend yesterday. No bullshit. No, I mean this from the bottom of my heart.
Right.
Bitch, I seen Rule yesterday.
Yeah, I knew this shit was
I seen Rule. No, bruh.
Yeah.
No, listen to me. That's what
I'm gonna do.
Listen to me.
Hey.
Everybody down.
Come on, E, man.
No,
Come on,
P, you
E,
making
man.
it. It's not weird unless you make it weird. That's you. It's not weird unless you make it weird.
You're right.
All right?
Go ahead. I want to see you go ahead and do what you're gonna do with this.
Rule makes my day when I see him. You know why? Because even though he's dealing with whatever he's dealing with, he makes life so simple. Downtown is his home. I don't mean physically.
Mm-hmm.
But if I don't see him, guess what I say?
Damn, hope we all right.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, bro.
No, I get you.
Besides that, though, my man, I forgot his name, man, but the dude, I think he passed, though. He used to pass out the flyers. Had the cool ass suits on, the big dude.
Yeah.
Almost had the
Yeah.
Frankenstein like
I know what you're talking about.
head and shit, right? Now so I used to grab the shit, like I take a hand off and do a little spin move. And I remember one day, man, I was walking, and he came up, something was going on in my mind, and I just grabbed it. He like, nah, man, come on, man. I said, what, man? What you talking about? You ain't got no jump shot, no spin move, or nothing for me today, man. I look, man, when you do that, man, it make my day. I said, damn, boss. I was out here being silly, but I ain't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
But he cheered me up that day, and knowing that. So that was a legendary statement.
Oh yeah.
That was a person that made me realize, nah, don't walk around wearing your emotions on your sleeve. Don't,
No, you
know
right.
what I mean?
I see your point.
Yeah,
Definitely.
where I'm going with it now. Because, he used to see me and be like, corrupt. That's what Rule used
Oh
to
yeah,
say.
yeah.
Corrupt,
No,
what up, baby?
No, I see what you. I
Corrupt.
see what you're saying.
We used to call you Nori.
Bambada.
Bambada. Yeah. Bambada.
I mean, I know. I see where you're going with it. Those are true legends.
That's what I mean.
No, I know what you're saying. Yeah, I know
but
what
the
you're
world wouldn't see them as a legend
No.
because they be like, because you look at their circumstances. This dude passing out
Right.
flyers. This dude
Right.
might not even have no
And to them,
flyers.
they're insignificant.
Right.
So that's why
But
like
they're legends.
right. That's why when we started the show off, when we were discussing the fact of what makes us legends,
Right.
that's why we came from that place. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Because of the fact that to some people we may be insignificant,
Right.
but then there's some others we are remarkable.
Right.
And to ourselves we're legends. So, if you allow those moments like you said that you had with the brothers downtown to just blow by, and you're the one that's missing out on legendary opportunities and moments, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? But that's what I think fuels us, bro. I think that's what fuels us. I think that we don't have the same, maybe some of the same standards that other people have in terms of who they proclaim to be legends.
I feel like everything is needed. Everything that goes
everything
on
that's going on in the universe and
is
in the
needed.
world. Well, it's operating, right? There's not even at rest. Even when I go to sleep tonight, people gonna still be up. They're gonna be doing things.
Right.
Like everybody don't go to sleep when I go to sleep.
Nah.
You know what I mean? So that's what makes you wake up. Like,
some of them just waking up.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? That's what kind of makes you say, damn, I just got to make sure I know I'm legendary.
Right.
Because I just got to hold up my end of the bargain.
That's it. Because all you could do is your part.
That's what I'm saying.
That's all you could do
That's
is
why
your
I
part.
say, like, when we was talking about before, like the GOAT, when the question came up, you were the GOAT. I'm the GOAT in my house, like you the GOAT of yours.
Yeah.
The same, if you look at what we did with the legend,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? What makes you a legend, E? And you explained it.
Yeah.
You asked me what made you a legend. If you go back and y'all go look at, GOAT, the GOAT, you'll see some of these things look like they run parallel to one another because that's our actual way of we looking at it, bro.
Right.
That's really how we view things. Like, this ain't scripted. I tell people that all the time. Listen, when y'all watch The Porch, ain't none of this shit wrote down on a piece of paper nowhere.
Nah.
Like, this is really me and my brother just sitting here doing what we have done our whole lives.
We just started talking about this shit
Right before the camera
25
came.
minutes ago.
Yeah, like
we 21 minutes into the episode.
Right, yeah. So, you know what I mean? Like, because of the fact that we want to be a difference maker.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's nothing like being like, for instance, we've never been selfish.
Nah, we
right?
haven't. We haven't.
And when you got something that's inside of you that you feel like you can be, that can, benefit someone else, and you share that,
Right.
that makes you a legend within itself.
Right.
Right?
Right.
That makes you a legend within itself.
Right.
Why do you think that there's athletes, like, let's just use basketball, for example. You look up and there's coaches that come back, and you remember them now. We do now at this generation, at this age in our lives. Most of the coaches that we see, for the most part, we remember as players. If they played in the league, quite a few of them, you know what I mean? We can remember as players. They came back to coach. Now, all of them didn't reach the same heights in life, but they want to be legends. So they want to be able to say, I played the game and then came back and taught somebody the game. That's what's going to make that person a legend.
Right.
Because they're continuing to embody that. They're continuing to grow. They're continuing to share that situation with other people. We looked at it from a different perspective, like your accolades and what you accomplish in life make you a legend. Like even when you said it earlier, and we was talking about PG. Right? Talking about Paul George, and you was like, yeah. I was like, damn, that's my man. He, good ball player and everything. And he was like, yeah. You're going to probably wind up being like Barkley, though.
Right.
Now.
But Barkley's still a legend.
Barkley a legend.
Yeah.
So, in essence, that's cool. He's going to be a legend then, you know what I mean? But
some people may not respect that because he doesn't have a ring.
Right.
Right.
So, that's the part that's different.
Yeah.
It's how we rank people, right?
Yeah, off their accolades. How you say
accolades?
Accolades.
Right.
Yeah, because the Earth Angel.
Off their major accomplishments in life, right?
Accolades.
Like, Shaq do it all the time with Chuck on TNT.
I got 4 Chuck.
And Chuck be looking like, that's cool, Shaq. But you can't take shit from me because of the fact that you got them championships.
He said you got 4, but I ain't had Kobe Bryant or Dwayne Wade
talk that shit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, if you don't think you a legend,
at the end of the day, though,
I'm not gonna make no argument with you because you don't think I'm a legend because you got chips and I don't. That's some dumb shit. Have what you want to have.
Yeah.
I'm still a legend.
Right.
I'm still a shit. You know what I mean? So you gotta like have it, but it's cool. Because everybody measuring stick is different.
Right.
That's why when we talked about before, and I was telling you in the other episode about the whole situation dealing with confidence.
Right.
People often,
high confident people are legends.
Bruh.
Easy.
You know how you know that? Because it ain't a room that they in that you don't know they in.
Right.
Just like in their absence, you turn around and you look for them and you be like, yo, where's such and such at? If I let your standards define me, then I don't want to be a legend. I want to be a follower. Yep. I told a brother the other day that he had texted me and we was conversation, something about it. He said he'd be at his job and he said he tries to have conversations about politics and it's very difficult to find somebody that he can relate to and talk to. I said, well, first and foremost, to me, politics is a sensitive subject.
Yeah.
Often it comes into a person's inability to be able to research and look for different, supporting facts that support one argument over the other.
Right.
The other side of the coin is this. You got a lot of people in the world that'd rather be led than lead.
Right.
It's more followers than leaders. That's just the reality of it. And that's what makes a person a legend versus somebody who just doesn't want to be a legend.
And just to tap into what you're saying, politics is a very sensitive subject, but what makes my legend is I've learned how to maneuver in a room full of vultures. Meaning, I know how to stay, I know how to dip. However, I made this model for myself that I'm never going to be the weakest link in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Never.
Word.
Never be the weakest link in the room.
No doubt. And if you already won that battle in your mind, then it'll never happen.
I don't got to be the best.
Just ain't going to be the weakest.
I'm just not going to be the weakest.
Word.
You sit back and you think of a player like Tony Parker.
Okay.
Never was known as the best point guard in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Champion.
Mm-hmm.
Always you knew he was going to play for somebody.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I put myself.
Yeah, and he was a legend in his country.
That's what
Very
I'm
young,
saying.
very young.
Very young legend. in his
Playing, well, he was very young
Right.
playing with those men, like grown men.
country. Right.
Over there at a high level.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Sort of like what LaMelo was doing when we went overseas.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, just to use that for an example, even whoever you were speaking to when they were saying they want to have a conversation about politics,
Mm-hmm.
you got to learn how to finesse them into it sometimes. Some people just not going to do it. But
Yeah.
you, for poor lack of terms,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't call it dumbing yourself down,
Mm-hmm.
but prove how to relate to yourself. Because there's some people, and then when you relate, it's just like how I used to learn. If you know how to, Wall Street Trapper.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, I know what you're talking
You
about.
know how he breaks down stocks and compares it to a drug game at one time. But
Okay.
he just
Right.
he just compares it to groceries or anything.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do that, and then you eat, and that's how politics come in, because you just said something powerful. Everybody doesn't want to be led. They don't want to lead. Someone want to be led.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these people may not talk about politics because they don't understand them.
Right.
But from that person, whoever you were speaking on,
Mm-hmm.
they could be the ones to lead them to start to understand more. It could be through conspiracy theory. It could be through taxes. See, this is how I've always had conversations about politics.
Mm-hmm.
Money. Because they control the taxes. They control the laws. People, if you want a person to learn how to understand tax law,
Mm-hmm.
understand the law helps you understand politics. Because the first thing you say, well, why the fuck would they do that?
Mm-hmm. They don't know any better.
Right.
And if they did, and sometimes
No,
people
I'm
know
saying-
better and still just don't do better.
No, what I'm saying is, you would say, why would the politicians make certain law on taxes and different situations?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
I got you.
Now that intrigues a person's mind to, well, who was the politician who created this bill and this law? And then they start to read, and then they start because I know when I took an American government class, I started learning so much stuff. Like I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't until last year that I realized that Supreme Court judges, their jobs are for life a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. But it's a difference between those who don't know and those who choose not to know.
Mm-hmm.
See, if you don't know something, then you have to learn it. But if you choose not to know, that means you refuse
Right?
it.
No. Right. No.
So in your case, I see what you're saying, but like I was explaining to the brother, I said, first off, you got to become better at understanding who you're talking to.
Right.
Right. You got to be a man
And I think we about to say the same thing, but go ahead. Listen.
that becomes less frequent with wasted words.
Right.
Everybody, like I've been in debates with conversations with people, and I say that we're not going to agree on this, and it pisses them off.
Right.
And I go, well, damn, even when I take the road where I say we ain't going to agree on it,
Right.
you still getting your
Right.
feelings about it. You can't even bow out of some conversations because I had to learn over a period of time that everybody, you can give them every piece of the puzzle,
Right.
and they gonna say there's still a piece missing.
Right.
And you can say it was 100 pieces in the puzzle, and there's 100 pieces here, and they're gonna say it's still something missing.
Right. But you know what you're speaking on that helps to contribute to my legend of myself.
Mm-hmm.
When you spoke on front, you said I don't know how many people's at their job, and I'm just using this for an example. I'm not saying he has to go find somebody who speaks
Well,
politics.
politics is a taboo conversation anyway.
Yeah.
But
no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, religion is always that religion
reason-
and money has always
right.
been that way. Yeah.
And so, however, it's funny that you say that before. Once I come right back to that.
Mm-hmm.
What I learned being at my job is who I can have these conversations with.
Correct. That's what I told him.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I said what I said about the leaders and being led.
So like finessing, we talked about finessing mom.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that, okay, like I got a guy at my job that I know I can have a political conversation with.
Mm-hmm.
I have a guy at my job that I know I can have, that same guy that I can have that political conversation with, we can't talk about sports. Because he don't pay attention to it. It's not that he's against it, he doesn't know it. So I don't talk to him about sports.
Right.
But I might ask him, like, what happened at the city council meeting last night?
Right.
Because I know that's his
There's
thing.
somebody knows. Right.
And he's a history buff.
Yeah, that's smart. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now they like,
Yeah, that makes
damn,
sense.
Randy can hold a conversation with this person.
Absolutely.
And I've learned stuff and, I know that person. And then I go over here and I talk sports
That's right.
with this person. Then I go over here and I talk stocks with this person. Then I go, and guess what they say throughout the whole bill? That's a legend. You could talk to him about anything.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's funny that you just mentioned the 3 things you named. I said to myself, if I could get a little information about politics, religion, and money, that ain't gonna do nothing but better my legend, because those are the 3 control factors in the world, not just in America, but in the world. Because money is a resource. It's the main resource. You know what I mean? It may not be valued as the highest right now, but it's the main one. Okay? People stand by and believe in religion. The whole saying, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
Right.
Religion falls into that. You know what I mean? And politics. Because they're the ones that's controlling everything. So if you could understand the loopholes on how everything works, you could be a legend.
Absolutely.
Which leads me to this or that. And the question I was going to ask you, because it was a conversation that I was having with somebody. 3, 4 actors. Will Smith
Okay.
or Denzel Washington?
What are you doing? You talking about if we're a movie?
Yeah, which one you think?
It depends on the role.
Yeah. Now, I'm sorry. The question was, they said, who was better? I'm sorry.
Who was the better actor?
Better actor, period. Like, which one you picking as the GOAT out of those 2? Not everybody else, just those 2.
My personal preference between those 2 would be Denzel.
Right.
But
Mine,
obviously Will's very talented.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I just, between those 2, I'm going to select him.
But what I noticed when that went around the room,
Uh-huh.
it was the split in generations. It was the age.
Yeah.
It was like motherfuckers who was at 30.
Yeah.
It was all picking Will.
Yeah.
People that was at like 35 and up,
Yeah.
Denzel. And it's like
Yeah.
Jordan LeBron conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, another conversation. I had this recently.
Absolutely.
Another, they said, when it comes to, when it came to acting, just overall acting, not, because they're both comedians, but not comedy acting.
Okay,
comedic,
just overall acting.
overacting. Eddie Murphy or Jamie Foxx?
Are you asking me or?
Yes.
No, I thought you was like sharing with me like how the room and shit went.
He looked
I
like
didn't want
mom.
to give you an answer.
No, you look like mom when you said that shit, man. Are you? I don't know where you going with it.
Eddie Murphy.
Ooh. Well, it was split in the room. Some people said Eddie. Some people said I said Jamie. Jamie's my favorite entertainer of all time.
Yep.
However, Eddie's my favorite comedian of all time. But I also spoke on how we had a conversation. Me and you touched on the conversation because, I looked at Jamie and, I think Jamie's career sparked when he stopped doing comedy acting when he became more of the law-abiding citizen. The little dude,
The musical guy.
yeah, the music, and Ray Charles. And when I took your belt and I put it in my arm. When he played with Will Smith and Ali, it was like how he went into these characters. But you got to remember that they're both impressionists. And then my man made a statement saying, well, Eddie ain't had the same opportunities. And then it went back to a conversation that me and you had about Mike Epps
And
Jamie. And you said, well, it's not that he might not have had offered those opportunities. Because the thing about opportunity, you can take it or you not.
Yeah, like I could offer you some coke
Yeah.
or some rock, and you can smoke that shit or not.
Yeah. Or hard rock, or that powder. You know what I mean?
We had that conversation.
But
You're right.
you said Mike could have been offered these same ones and just said he didn't want it. And then I said that. I said my brother said that about those two. However, Eddie might have been offered those same ones, but Eddie Murphy also produced a lot of his own movies and say, I'm not doing what the fuck y'all want me to do. I'm doing what I want to do.
Yeah, well, that's what makes you a legend.
Yeah.
Because
You know what
when you master the ability to be able to control your own steps
Right.
and dictate where you want to go,
Right.
you're a legend.
Because they go back and forth. They said it was a beef at once. A little small disagreement between Spike Lee and Eddie Murphy that I never knew about.
That's all right. That's
Because-
competitive. That's competition.
because Spike wanted him to do more of what he doing. Eddie, like, that's what you do. I'm doing what I want to do.
I
man.
like when motherfuckers do
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I
oh
know you
my
do.
God, bitch,
But
they my ones.
I think what it is with me, because Eddie Murphy is great, I think it's just because Jamie Foxx is my favorite entertainer because he did everything I wanted to do. Stand up comedy. I did
He's your
stand
favorite.
up.
He's your favorite.
Yeah, stand up,
No doubt.
music.
Yeah, when we
Radio
do, you know what's
shows.
funny is when we did the this or that with that.
Yeah.
it was not. It was.
You stupid! Like if you don't pick that, it was never like that.
It was no wrong answer.
Nah.
Like it's literally a this or that. You like
Right.
this, and no.
But however, they're both legends.
Every one of the names that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Every one
All
of them.
four of them.
Every one of those
You got
names.
this or that for me?
From a legendary perspective, all right. So the obvious, since we talking about legends and stuff like that, we'll do Biggie or Pac, man.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna add this to it, and this might sway. I don't know. Like you did overall with the two brothers that you just did the comparable with.
Right.
I'm gonna say the same thing for them. When I mean overall, I mean
Everything.
movies, politically.
Tupac.
See, that's why it almost becomes kind of unfair
Right.
because obviously Big didn't.
Cutting Pete, Poetic Justice, and if you just
All
doing
those
if you
things.
just doing music, I related more. Pac had always had a message, but I related more to Big.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
But when you expand it,
Yeah.
right? Because that's what makes you a legend, right?
Right.
What makes you a legend, in my opinion, this is just my opinion,
Right.
is when what you're known for is only a part of what defines you.
Right.
That's what makes you a legend.
Well, Biggie is a rap legend. Pac is a legend.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. They both
Yeah.
legends, like you said.
Right.
But and it's not a comparison of who's
It's
the
not.
best legend, but it just supports what me and you said from the beginning
You
about
know why?
the legend element of
You know why Pac and Big come up in the same conversation? Timing.
Mhm.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Timing.
Yeah. Because
Timing. Because they're both for rappers.
right, and
That's all it is.
And there was some things that transpired obviously
Right.
during their time of their life, and
Because-
they both were at the height.
Because they were in the same hustle at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, you would have to honestly, if you look at, and I still won't pick Pac, but you would have to put Pac with a Cube or LL when it comes to overall and movies and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You would have to put that. I'm still going, but you know, you got people that I work with that's older than me that might still say, bitch, L. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Now, what's crazy about the this or that in that situation?
Yeah.
That when you do it and you're using Big and Pac, it reduces Pac's, in my opinion, it reduces his full who he is.
Right.
His full body, because
Right.
you can only critique or answer that question based on the rap element of it.
Right.
Because out of all fairness, obviously Big didn't do a number of those other things that
Right.
Pac did. So it's crazy because you'll split it then. And some people will say Big, like me and you would say we're more relatable to Big.
Right.
But the moment that you take the rap part and just make that just one of,
Yeah.
Big loses quickly.
Yeah. And but
you know what I mean? Not reducing him as a legend, but he just becomes.
I got it even bigger. Another thing to say about that: if Pac would have stayed on the East Coast, and his music was all over East Coast sounding styles, Pac still might be the better person. I'm telling you, it was timing. Listen, I Get Around was the shit, right? And even though he was out there messing with the West Coast because, Digital Underground and all that type of stuff.
Right.
But I feel like that the only person that was on death row that Dre never got to really, really, really work with in the studio was Tupac. If you listen to all the other music, see, Dre was, as another legend, a record producer. So 50 went from here to here when he started rocking with Dre. Right? Snoop would tell you. Snoop, matter of fact, shout out to Master Rec. Me and Rec had a conversation the other day when he was talking about how when Snoop was talking to Too Short, and Too Short had to go do something at the studio with Dre. And he called Snoop. He's like, I never worked with Dre. He said, whatever that motherfucker tell you to do, do it.
Yeah.
That's what he told him.
Yeah.
And he's gonna be like a maniac. Dre had you say the same word for 4 hours straight, bro. Yeah. So that shit really sits. Now, Pac, to me, I don't ever feel like he adjusted if you listen to his words, yes, he was saying something, but he never really adjusted to that West Coast sound.
Nah,
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if he was over here and he was working with your DJ Premiers and he didn't turn it to that singing rap, he just was rhyming.
Right.
It's cause somebody pointed out something to me the other day that I never noticed. Big used to rap like Pac at times. Matter of fact, I was listening to it today, and it was on More Money. Listen. You know how Pac used to be like celebrity, like BIG, POPPA, no info for the DEA. That's how Pac was.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I got you.
But we were that's big. You know what I mean? That's just how it is.
So the legend aspect of it though.
Overall, Pac.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, overall.
But sticking with the script of what we talking about, with what makes a person a legend, man, is
I think his confidence is the main key.
It is, man. It
right.
Everything else, like if you all right, so you can't honestly say you don't care what people think about you, right? Like I've said that. Maybe sometimes in the midst of an argument, I don't care what nobody think about me.
You might even say I don't give a fuck what a person thinks.
Yeah,
about
I probably did. That sounds more like me. You know what I mean? In essence, you don't do what you do so people think about you, but of course you know it matters what people think about you.
Right.
It's just not. It may not be the measuring stick of who you're going to be.
Excuse me.
You know what I mean?
I don't give a fuck what they think about that burp.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it may not be that. You know what I mean? So it may be a situation where I turn around and I say some things that, like I said, we recently were, sitting around discussing some situations dealing with Ben Simmons.
Right.
And one of the statements that I had made was, I don't keep a list of people that I think aren't good.
Oh, yeah.
I don't.
Conversation, they said they had a bum list.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
who the hell keeps that?
Yeah, I don't keep a bum list.
Like, the closest thing that I could keep up, that I can say is remotely close to it, is I know when my trash day is.
Yeah.
Like my trash day, I put my trash and shit out Wednesday night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, other than that, I don't keep up with a list, right? Yeah.
That shit been out all week and ain't come back.
I don't keep up with a list of people that oh man, they ain't this, that, and the third. Like, I just don't. Because I'm busy trying to look at the positives, right? I look at all the positives. The weaknesses or the negatives, they exist just as much as the positives, but I don't create a list of them, is what I'm basically saying. Right. And that's why I believe that, as individuals, when you when it really, really matters to you what a person thinks about you to the degree where it either prevents you from being your full self,
Right.
that's when it's going too far.
Right.
Like when you allow it to change you, like I was saying in one of the videos before, stop waiting for it to be okay with everybody else for you to be great.
Right.
You waiting on some shit ain't gonna never happen.
That's unlegend like.
You gonna wait, yeah, because like, if you just want to pick some of the common names, Jordan, Tom Brady, you think they waited for everybody else to say, all right, it's cool, y'all go ahead and you the best. Nah, I ain't doing no shit like that. Them guys knew right from the jump.
You even got legendary cokeheads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got some of them. You got some. I don't keep up with them either.
Nah, I ain't no.
Only time you keep up with them is if your shit, they around your shit.
Yeah.
It's where's okay.
Now, period. If they live in your neighborhood, you have to, because if you see certain shit missing,
right,
and you know that they into politics, and you had a Ronald Reagan photo album, he don't even want to think that's worth money.
Right. Right. I heard some wicked ass stories. Okay, I gotta tell one.
Yeah, go ahead.
I gotta tell one.
Tell one.
Guy one time, he out there stealing shit. Stole a guy's lawnmower. Right? Guy didn't even realize he was stealing so much shit. He walking down the street with the lawnmower. Goes up to the same guy who he stole the shit from, don't even know, and asked him if he wanted to buy a lawnmower.
Try to sell him his own shit back.
Guy said, yeah. He said, pick it up and put it in the back of his truck. Well, when the guy picked up the lawnmower, the guy El Cabong the dog shit up out of him.
Yeah.
Said, bitch, you gonna try to sell me back the lawnmower that belongs to me that you stole?
Yeah.
I mean, that's tragic, but, But
if he would have got it off,
he would have been legendary.
the legend of fiendom, man. That's what that would have been. Oh, shit. I just want to do this right quick, man. Shout out to Wash Dads, man. Shout out to Wash Dads. I had a hoodie on the early episode. This is now the snapbacks and everything that they created. Make sure you check them out. Get you a hat or something like that. My babies bought me this for Father's Day.
Damn, that's what's up, man. So Wash Dads. Okay,
Yeah,
so how do they get in touch with them?
You got to go to damn. I'll put it up on the screen. That Earth Angel.
Earth Angel got him, but shout out to Wash Dads, man. Listen, get y'all a pair of support, man. Support businesses, man. Support small businesses.
Yep.
That's how they turn into big businesses, man.
Yep. Don't forget about Through the Fabric.
Absolutely. Through the Fabric.
Through the Fabric.
Always
chasing the bag.
Absolutely. Always chasing the bag.
Splash Life.
Splash Life. Absolutely. What was the young lady, the other lady, that the one, oh my God, pardon me, sister, but you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Well, that's on my head. I can't forget this. Killer Flamingo. I can't forget. I think I said it right.
Absolutely. Jersey Cat Apparel.
Jersey Cat. Jersey Cat.
Absolutely. And I
shout out to Laval. His, he got his shit Valley.
the Hood Chef.
Yeah, Hood Chef.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for an event planner, I have a great site for you, man. It's called
Fancy Events.
Fancy Event. Front and Center Events.com. It's full service event company. Can take care of anything, man. Whether you got bachelorette parties, weddings, graduation parties, and any and all other events.
Right.
That's Fancy. FANDCE events.com to take care of all of your event needs. And also, obviously, to Creative Ways, photography and events.
Yes.
My sister's actual photography company. Check them out. You know what I mean? Like I said, support small businesses. That's how they turn into big businesses, y'all. And let's all be legendary. You know what I mean?
Don't forget Influence Entertainment. You need a DJ.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's me.
Absolutely.
It's me.
Absolutely.
You can have my beautiful face there.
Handling all the music and being a legendary DJ for you.
Right.
Yeah, man. And if you need a magician DJ, I know that pool is shallow.
And if you need dope, you can see... You can see
that bitch right now. Go ahead.
Ex-dope man that I now have on the screen, who was pushing the Porch podcast. No, it's P for pound.
bounce, baby. Let's get back to it. All right, there you go. All right.
Hey, listen, man. Hey, listen.
If you
The
need,
dope.
if you need
If
dope.
you need dope, and you need.
I gotta think about Throwback Thriller song.
Yeah, well, you know, there's.
Bounce, bounce, bounce.
Uh-huh.
Bounce, 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 bounce,
Right.
bounce, bounce, bounce.
Uh-huh.
Bounce, 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 bounce.
Let me tell y'all something.
Money,
Let me tell y'all something.
money.
You know why we got this going
It ain't
on?
funny.
You know, I know that a lot of times we bust out into song and different little beats and shit. I promise y'all, ain't nothing wrong with us besides this EA, that good old Earth Angel.
I do that shit regular.
But what I'm going to say about this whole situation dealing with these legends, like we was talking about rappers and ourselves and these different actors and stuff like that. You know, there's so many positive examples and influences around. Like I said in that conversation that I was having with that brother about the politic element of it,
Right.
it's still so surprising that in this day and age, man, that there are so many more people that rather just follow than actually become leaders. It's mind blowing, but I guess I need to accept the fact that it's probably the easiest way for them to go, and maybe they just want to be, you know, in life easy. You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing, and the advice that I can give to that brother, if he's around a bunch of followers, they're not the problem, because he can't change them. He got to change who he hang around. See, it's a saying. If you hang out with 4 millionaires, you're bound to be the fifth.
Yeah, but if you hang around dogs, you're bound to get fleas.
That's what I'm saying. So,
Yeah.
if you hang around followers, you will no longer have the desire to lead if they don't want to follow your lead.
Yeah.
So when you roll with leaders, you learn tips on how to get the right followers. Because your goal should be have people to follow you to want to become leaders. See, when you do food for thought, P, you want people to follow you to hear your message, but you want to motivate them to give their own.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
That's absolutely.
But if some people never have the drill to want to just give their own and do their own thing, then they need to change their circle.
Here's the beauty of it, right? When me and you do what we do.
Paradigm shift.
Right. But when we do what we do, I told you this before. When I do my food for thoughts, I'm giving that message. My job at that point is to be able to record it and share my opinion or my perspective of it. I have an open ear. I ask for people to give me feedback about things that I say, because the only way that I believe that you learn is having your hands open.
Right.
And having your mind open and your heart open and being able to understand that people aren't all trying to do you in. I don't have this feeling like the world is against me. So when I share these things that I share with people, it's always coming from a place of love or support or motivation or inspiration.
Right.
But once I do what I do with it, I know I can't control how they perceive it or receive it.
Right.
I know I can't. But I don't have to hold on to that, because I need to move on to the next thing that I'm trying to share. So with that being said, if a person don't get it right away or never gets it at all, I don't feel no way about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't feel any
Me
way
neither.
about it, because my purpose was fulfilled in it.
Yeah,
I did what I needed to do with it.
Your job, once you learn your role, your job is to relay the message.
That's it.
You know,
Why they used to say all the time, don't kill the messenger.
right. Or they always say, you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink it.
Right. And that's what I was explaining to that brother.
Right.
I said, if you have 10 conversations with 10 people and you get resistance from all 10, why would there be an 11th? At least in that arena.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? At least in that arena, I told him that.
See, you gotta always
That's the
find what you gotta do is before people open. I've learned people a long time ago. Okay, because I've always been in a people business, whether it being a DJ, whether back when we used to sell sneakers, you know,
Absolutely.
I'm in the public dealing with water. I've always been a people person.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So what you learn is every time that a person is in the same circumference, right? It's something they relate to. I don't care where you're at.
Yeah. No, that's true.
So the icebreaker conversation could be the breaking comes through where we relate at.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the same zone for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I don't give a damn what it is. It's not. Listen, if I walk in a pizza shop,
Mm-hmm.
we may not be getting the same food. However, we're both ordering food. It doesn't mean we're both hungry.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean that the food is for you, the food is for me. Mm-hmm. However, we are both here ordering something and supporting this person's business.
Mm-hmm.
So you ever notice a person say, hey man, they got great sandwiches here.
Yeah.
And then the person turns around and says, oh, I never tasted it. I'm just picking up somebody. Oh, that's great. You get a chance, man. Just try it out.
Mm-hmm.
You get a chance, And then you start talking, you chit-chatting and a little bit things, yeah. And then that's just like one day I walked into the store and I had nothing on Philly. But just because we live in a local area, guy was like, hey, what's going on, brother? How's everything? Yeah, let's go Sixers. I said, yeah, you're right. I just, I'm not an asshole. Man, I like LeBron. I ain't hit him with nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I said, yeah, you're right. But he assumed, because I live in this area, let's go for this area.
Right.
My conversation would have been to him, man, listen, I love ordering, because I was at a spot where they sell seafood. I love getting the fish from here, man. And somebody might say, yeah, it's good. I never had it. I always just get the shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
I never had the shrimp. Man, one day you got to try it. One day you try it. Yeah, all right, yeah, this and that.
Mm-hmm.
I always love good seafood, blah, 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 blah. And then, then you might run into that person more and more and more. What's your name, man? My name's Steve, man.
Mm-hmm.
Then y'all start to build. That's why
Petey.
That's why conversations are called, when we sit down and we have a conversation,
right.
Even when we come on the porch, we're building.
Like,
so
anything else is a waste of words.
To the person, to the brother, it's a brother.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I ain't know if it was sister or brother. No, to the brother that was making it, he just has to find, y'all relate because y'all work at the same place.
Mm-hmm.
So it may be, hey man, when the next holiday we got off?
Mm-hmm.
It can start like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we celebrate that day. That's what's up.
It's funny. I talked to him, and we've had conversations about that. But I'm the golden corral of conversations. I don't mind.
We're the same person.
There's nothing that's uncomfortable for me to discuss. Mm-hmm. So I know that's a heavy topic for him. Like this guy really, you know what I mean? Other than that, he's really more of a reserved person. He really doesn't be around people.
Right. And I figured that.
You know what I mean?
I figured that.
But it's he's
still a legend though.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I don't give a damn who he is. He's still a legend.
Nah. Yeah, of course, in his own regard. Like, but like, for him to he wasn't having the conversation with me obviously about politics, right?
Nah.
But when it actually came on the back end of one of our videos, and we weren't discussing politics.
Right.
Actually, it was one of mine. I'm sorry, bro. It was a food for thought.
Okay.
And he said he saw it and he asked me in a text message. He said, "Where do you come up with this stuff?" And I said, "I don't. It comes to me. I don't come up with it." I said,
"You've been blessed to be there. That's your job.
That's what I do."
Right.
So he said, "Yeah, I try to have conversations with people at my job about politics, but I can't find anybody that I can actually talk to, and relate to in the conversation." And I said to him, politics are like that.
Yeah.
It's a very tough subject for some people.
Right.
I said, but you also have to remember that you share the world with a lot of people who think a lot of different ways. And some people rather be led than to lead. So you have to understand that even in your attempt to try to have just the smallest conversations about just your viewpoints, if they have no interest in it, who are you talking to?
Right.
You know what I mean? And I wanted him to understand that it may not mean that these people aren't good people. They really might not even be interested in the things that you're discussing. So
they may, not to cut your wisdom, but they may deflect the conversation because they don't want you to see that they don't even understand it.
Right. It could be a very good defensive mechanism against the fact that they don't know.
Right.
Right. That's a very strong, and that's what I'm saying. Like even in the sense of it, because once again, here you are where we all either going to suffer or benefit from the decision of those who are in positions of power to make decisions.
Right.
One way or the other, right?
Right.
Some shape, form, or fashion.
Yeah.
Sometimes people rather not know.
Yeah.
Some people rather not know. People say, "Oh, you got to pay this, that, and the third, and the taxes is going." They don't want to know how much is going up.
Yeah.
They don't want to know. They don't want to know where the taxes are going. They don't want to know
Right.
anything because for them, the less they know, the better.
Right.
And so sometimes when you're trying to have these conversations, that's what I wanted him to understand.
Mm-hmm.
It's not because of the fact that people you can't find that relatable. Sometimes people just, I told you, it's a tough subject.
Right.
It's a touchy situation. Sometimes people don't want to have it, and I know that this particular brother, that's a very big deal for him because
Right.
if we've had 7 conversations, 6 of them was in reference to that.
Right.
So,
Brother, you a legend.
oh yeah,
And this episode was legend.
oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, in closing, let's do it like this as always, man. Look, the whole aspect of being a legend is inside of you.
Right.
What you want to be legendary for, that's what you got to tap into.
Exactly.
All right? You are who you are. Always project yourself to be that way. Be the best that you could possibly be. And you never know who's paying attention. As always, man, we appreciate the time, y'all.
This is the Porch Podcast, and you're looking at 2 legends.
Absolutely, man.
Yep.
And y'all be good. Peace.
Peace. Earth Angel is a legend, too.